It's Melanie, and today I have another crafty tutorial to show you. We are going to be learning how to do a hand embroidered monogram like this one. I wanted to do this tutorial because I thought it would be a really great way to personalize some gifts for mom. You could do some tea towels, like buy some tea towels from Target and monogram those, maybe pillowcases or an apron or something like that. So what you need to get started is some fabric or whatever you want to embroider, a hoop, a small hoop, only a couple dollars, some embroidery floss, I use DMC, and some embroidery needles. It'll say embroidery. I'll show them up close to you. You also want to have a word processing computer and a printer so that you can print out your lettering, decide what size you want and what type of font. And then this might make your life a little bit easier. It's a water soluble, isn't it called water soluble? Mark Be Gone. Yeah, this Mark Be Gone. It's basically you spritz it with water and then my neighbor's little kid is looking out the window. Anyway, you spritz it with water and then it disappears on your paper. So let's get started transferring our design from the paper to the fabric. Okay, so what you're going to do to transfer your design is put your paper up to a window when it's daylight out, and then I'm going to use this one, the Snell round hand, and then just kind of hold your piece of paper up right into the spot and use your water soluble pen or your pencil to trace it. So here is what your fabric should look like with your monogram drawn on. And this is how you put it on the hoop. So you're going to undo this. Then you're going to place your fabric on top of this little hoop. And then this big part with the tightening over the top. Okay, so once you have everything on your hoop, nice and secure, you're gonna thread your needle, and then I just put a knot in the end. If you did my stitching your iPhone case tutorial, then you'll have seen that this is how I do it, and also how to thread the needle in a little bit more detail, but we're just gonna skip that for now. So what you're gonna do to start is go underneath and you're gonna come up over here on the end. And we're just gonna be doing a simple back stitch all the way through this whole thing. Okay. Now when you're going over curves, you're gonna be using a slightly smaller stitch because you wanna be able to see that curve. So at first I'm going to show you how to do it just with the stab stitching. You're going to go where the next spot down. Okay, and then you're going to pick a spot up here like this, and then you're going to come back, which is why it's called the back stitch. You're going to go in here, pull it through. Okay, then you're going to go up to the next spot, and you want your stitches to be about the size of a grain of rice. And then you just keep doing this. Now this is called stab stitching, which is just coming up and going back down. The other way that you can do it, once you get the hang of that, it's all done from the front. So you'll pull it through, and then you'll put it down in here, and then you'll find the next spot right here and then bring it through. It's just a little bit more efficient. So then you've got this, and then, so it's all from the front. You don't have to bring it back down to the bottom at all. Like that. Just a little bit more efficient. Quite a bit. Okay, so you see how that's going? Okay, so I'm going to finish up this A, and then I'll show you how it's looking and then how we're going to transfer it to the D. Here's my A. It's looking okay. I'm doing it a little bit fast. It doesn't look perfect. Now, because I'm using such high contrast fabric and floss, you might want to be careful about just continuing on to this spot, because then you'll be able to see the line going from one spot to the next. I'm just going to go ahead and do that just for the sake of time, but if you are using a high contrast fabric and floss, you want to finish off your ends, which that's also in the iPhone stitching video. Basically, you just knot the back and finish it off. I'll show you how to do it at the end of the H over here. So I'm just going to continue over to the next one. And just to refresh, I'll show you again the back stitch. This is as close as I can get it. If you don't want it to have this chunky of a look, I am using all 6 strands from the floss. You could very easily split your floss. So if you want to use 2 threads or 3 or 4 or 5, this is all 6. So that's how it's going to look. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up all of my letters, and then I'll show you how to finish off at the end and show you what it all looks like. So I have finished doing the embroidery, and then to finish off my ends, I'm just going to tie this in a knot. Oh, I don't have much left. Okay, so I've got a little knot, and then I'm going to use the needle and then push that down. Do you see that knot? That's it. That's all you need. That's how it looks. Now, this is just a practice run. These are my mother-in-law's initials. So this H, I'm probably gonna make the space a little bit larger. And maybe, I tried to double up on the A over here because in the font it looks a little bit thicker, but I might not do that next time. So there's this one, and then just in contrast, this is a different type of font, a thicker font that I outlined. I would recommend doing something scripty because this looks very professional and like monograms often do, or something with a serif, so like the serif are like the little tags that are kind of like at the ends of these. Sans serif are the real modern, clean, and simple looking fonts. So something with more formal, like Times New Roman has the little serifs on the thing. So that's what I would recommend. Okay, thanks for watching.